Welcome to Video 7 of Enter the Crucible. For today's matchup, we have John Carter playing the Body and Soul Tier 4 Epic Deneghra list versus Jeff Jar playing Prime Severius with standard shooting, but a little bit of Idrian action going on there.
It's Yefyar.
Yefyar? Yeah. That has been established, so it's Yefyar.
And I feel like I have to say, we do actually roll out as normal on who's going to go first, and I think it's interesting that it's so crucial, but in this game and also the test game, Jeff has won the roll, even though Carter's tier gives him +1 to the starting roll.
Yeah, it's... I really wish I played factions that had Anastasia Debray. I really wish I did.
I started considered touring with her.
You can't get her in Kador?
No, she killed her parents.
Is she Laylee's?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's on the long list of characters I would really like that I killed her parents.
So let's talk about where his upkeeps went.
Okay, I did have to check with Carter beforehand. It was apparently Pursuit on the Blessing of Vengeance, which I think is a phenomenal idea, since that's a great assassination piece for Jeff. Curse of Shadows on the Zealots, and Marked for Death on the Idrians.
Well, I think those are all good choices. I think I would have put Pursuit on the Idrians. Because that's what's going to shoot Denny to death.
No,
I'm calling it right now. Idrians shoot Denny to death.
I think it's what he learned from the Brian White game of all things, which is Pursuit on Blessing shuts down Dispel Assassination.
Okay.
And it's always something that is going to move forward anyway, at least on the first turn. So it's the strongest one. I also think Mark for Death on the Zealots is very powerful because...
He did Mark for Death on the Idrians.
Mark for Death... Oh, no. It was Curse of Shadows on the Zealots.
Which is a brilliant idea.
Because once they hit their... I'm now armor 16.
Yeah.
He can phase through them. What is the scenario they're playing?
This scenario... Let me just pull it up real quick.
Because that is one thing I never know. And we do kind of fiddle with the scenarios, I think. I said we do roll off, but we try to pick scenarios that can highlight different parts of an army's strategy.
This one is Rally Point. So for this scenario, you have the farthest zone away from you. You can...
my frickin' Scarlock. Alright, we'll just play without it.
Control 1, dominate for 2.
This is great.
Just get Crump.
The friendly zone you can dominate for 1, and then the enemy objective, if you destroy it, you can get for 1.
Scarlock is quite the proxy there.
Yeah, it seems like Carter, I'm sure you've heard, has left his Scarlock at home. And for anyone who wants to peruse the board, there is a proxy, as a certain model apparently did not make the trip.
Let's see if we can find it.
So I've been challenging Clint with the Eye in the Sky cam.
Oh. That's a dog toy. Is that it right there?
There it is.
Yay! That is... I think that's Muggs.
All right.
No, Crump has the hat.
All right.
That's
Well,
Crump.
he is currently a...
Crump's not on this podcast.
No. Just put...
What was it when they said that guy's name was Crump, and then that Muse freaked out, and the guy on the Muse podcast named Crump's like, they named a thing after me, and the immediate next big event they went to, they asked a privateer press person, like, we never heard of you.
Who's Crump? Who's Crump? I think they said, Crump that.
So I think we kind of, from what I saw of an earlier game with Jeff, this is something he seems to like to do a lot with this list, where he spreads out and kind of gets a very wide frontage, with Zealots taking one flank and Idrians taking the other extreme flank.
It's a beautiful thing about having a 16-inch control area buff.
It's true. A lot of things are going to be caught within the... I realize, though, one of the things I noticed is I think he overdid it a little in the game I saw him play, because he ended up with probably 3 or 4 Idrians that were just not benefiting from Eye of Menoth at all.
I think it's kind of important in this one, because one of the things I like to do against both Deneghras is if you just spread out as much as humanly possible, she can't feed on everything, which really helps the game.
Oh, that's a good point. I do need to run into the gaming studio real quick to get some information. I'm sure this won't be picked up on the mic. What's the prey target?
Death Jack.
Okay.
So...
I've just returned, and apparently the Death Jack
It was a quick car ride over there.
Idrian's prey, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
The amount of damage that they can dish out at range with all those buffs is
So,
pretty significant.
are Idrians advanced deploy?
They are, yes.
I think a smart thing when they designed this tier is the fact that it doesn't have a lot of guns in the list. It really only has Deathjack. Because having a free mark for death on like a stealth unit and having a Nis Hunters would just be awful.
Okay, question. Carter's going second. He deployed Deathjack in advanced deploy second. Why isn't he closer to the Idrians? If that's his prey target, why aren't they closer? Why isn't he closer?
I don't know. I think that...
Why isn't he closer to...
Why isn't Deathjack closer to the Idrians?
Wouldn't Deathjack need to be as far away from the Idrians as possible?
It seems like he's got the...
Oh
Deathjack
my
on the
gosh.
side. Yeah.
Yeah, scratch that, reverse it.
Idrians are the one with the prey ability. I believe the Deathjack, now this is just my personal opinion, but I believe he has enough special rules and does not need any additional.
Deathjack.
Stupid Mangaritas. Okay, other question, which probably will be smarter than the last one. Why did Jeff did not move up much at all? And to play against a scenario caster, don't you want to get in those zones?
Deathjack will run.
Good question. This is kind of what I saw before with his deployment. Is he spends a lot of the... oddly enough, his deployment is not that wide, so I think he uses a lot of his movement to kind of move diagonally rather than straight forward.
He could have gotten in that zone, I think. At least with the Idrians, right? Because they're advanced deploy?
Well, that's the one that's far away from him. But yes, I think the Idrians could have possibly moved farther than they did. I think he used it more to...
The Zealots could have gotten in the
send
zone.
them far out on the table edge.
I think Deneghra's going to go for a crazy feat. Because he used the pursuit movement.
She'll go 5.
She was going for the crazy feat. She would have... Deathjack would have thrown her.
That's one of those things. Is like it's really hard not to trigger pursuit unless you have a way to just remove pursuit. It's really hard not to trigger pursuit on the first turn.
Yeah.
So he'll always pursuit her forward 7 inches.
So the Idrians are not going to be in the feat.
Now, one of the interesting things is because Curse of Shadows has been placed on the Zealots, and even though he's going to stop a decent amount of the Zealots, the back line is free to move through their own people
That's true.
because of the Curse of Shadows.
Good thinking,
debuff.
sir. What's the which Crickjack has prey?
I believe it's Nightmare.
Okay,
although-
that makes sense.
That's Idrian's in. Okay.
So it looks like he popped his feet.
These guys run.
And I know Carter talked about different uses for the feat, and a lot of times this is just the scenario play to make sure he gets everything there. He's not afraid to use the feat to aggressively deploy the Deathjack and then lock you in place. But the concern here is that Jeff has enough ranged damage to kill the Deathjack. So I've seen him before kind of hold off and not use the feat as part of an assassination because of that.
I also think Jeff was really smart in his initial deployment first turn to be that far spread apart because with this feat, she's not getting a quality feat out of it.
Yeah, and you can kind of see him make the semicircle.
Yeah.
Kind of step out.
A part of the tier you do not have to upkeep. You don't have to pay to upkeep.
You don't have to pay the upkeep the
That's
first turn.
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So go
Yeah,
send
so
it.
she has plenty of focus on turn 1 to do this. And I think what's even more terrifying is when you consider when she does get to go first and then set up for that top of turn 2 feat. It's just gross.
It's one of those types of lists that if you hadn't at least played against it once, that it will catch you by surprise, like almost instantly. You're like, oh yeah, by the way, this is how aggressive this can be.
And I think that will become very apparent next turn when you see just how many units Carter can push into those 2 zones.
And it's so hard to get around the fact that he just has so many dudes and they keep coming back.
Yes. You have 30 drudges, which theoretically, although the game would never go long enough, all 30 of those drudges can be turned into mechanothralls over the course of 10 turns. Or,
We should check that, or Rich.
I guess he has 2 surgeons, so...
He has 2 units, right?
9.
2 units of mechanothralls?
And
So-
I believe he has 2 units of surgeons also. That's usually how he runs
Yeah.
them.
2 units mechanothralls, 2 units
That's
surgeons.
6 mechanothralls. He can make 6 mechanothralls a turn from 6 dead drudges.
Isn't there a cap size for each unit, though?
These are Crix rules, so
Oh.
while that would apply to somebody else's faction, Crix is free to break cap. Crix is also not capped on the amount of corpse tokens they can collect.
Yeah. They're just how many they can spend per turn.
They can only make 3 a turn.
So here comes the drudges. Them drudges.
Things like...
How many drudges do you think survive out of that unit?
I've been very impressed with how much just ranged death Jeff can inflict. The problem is, I'm kind of curious to see what he can do against the Deathjack. I think Carter's using the positioning of the drudges to make sure that Idrians really don't have an option to reposition very well for Deathjack shots.
Well, it's gonna be a must feat situation for Jeff.
Yes.
Because at this point, if he has to go risky to try and kill Deathjack to not die, and he's locked in place, so
It was a whole week ago, so I forgot what his feat does again.
it's
Severius is basically like getting shot by Eris. It
Oh, that's
will
right.
stop them from replenishing focus, and they cannot cast spells.
Yeah. Or channel, right?
I believe.
Lose the arc
Yeah.
node ability.
Oh, it is. It's actually specifically lose the arc notability and not channel. So Circle and Legion and other things that can channel without arc nodes are still free to do so in Severius' feat.
correct.
Which is just an odd wording. I think the rule's kind of showing its age
Yeah.
from an initial model of War Machine.
Well, Castigates still lose arc node advantage in control area, and I'm like, this is very situational.
You don't need him for that, though.
I was like, Rosheth has Cascade. I can count on the number of...
That's not what you take Rosheth for. Or Krios. Right, Krios is the Castigate?
I believe so, yes.
One of them, yeah.
He has Lamentation and Castigate. Which is odd because you can't have... I don't think you can have both of them on at the same time.
Look at that. He did that all in 7.5 minutes.
I reset this.
Yes, 7.5 minutes with a feat turn.
Mystical magical technology.
Carter, if you've seen him play this list a lot, he talks about how he really just doesn't care about the
Hey, how
fate
does
of
this
his drudges.
reset, guys?
Hold down the power!
That's pretty professional of us.
Yes, we are a very professional podcast.
So I'm assuming he feats this turn.
Yes.
Does it remove all your focus?
No, it's not an immediate removal.
Okay. So you don't get it next turn.
Yeah. That's...
Because that would be a dead Denny.
No, he runs Eris in this list. Usually whenever he runs Prime Severius, just because he loves the dream of trying to chain those.
Did she go in Corporeal?
I don't believe it was announced. I would almost guarantee that she did.
Against a blessing, it doesn't
If
matter.
the token's not out there.
It's true. Actually, to be honest, I think he may intentionally hold off
Why?
simply because of the lack of with the feat. I don't think Idrians necessarily. I can't tell. I can't read the board. I'm going to stop trying. We'll find out, I guess, when he gets shot.
Her activation immediately ends. Yep.
There we go.
He was not. He was not aware.
First Clint move of the night.
The Shadow Bind to trigger technological intolerance off of Prime Eris. If she ends her movement within 5 inches of a non-Myrmidon Jack, she immediately ends her activation. And
So-
since she cannot move.
I'm assuming that he is not going to be going for the assassination on this turn.
No. I mean, Idrians still do have a very solid assault and battery will come into play here, being able to fire off all those shots and then charge or run to kind of hit even more drudges and possibly mechanothralls. And to get them in that zone, since most of them avoided the feat, the Shadowbind.
So these are the zealots that did not get affected by the feat. So they're going to be throwing some bombs.
And he does have to worry about the Deathjack trying to get a hold of Severius here, because Severius is locked in place.
Let's go look at where Severius is.
I don't know if he's exactly in charge range of a Deathjack, but he might be if Pursuit's triggered again. Oh, Pursuit can't
be triggered this turn.
Yeah.
I just meant for later phases, the fact that Idrians are probably not going to be shooting it.
What's Deathjack's charge range?
I think he's speed 6.
No reach?
No reach.
Yeah, he doesn't have it. I would say.
No, I don't think he has it here. I just think he's going to make a very aggressive move with him to kind of force a response.
Gotcha. All right, let's go back to the action.
This guy's going to throw on the same target since you're knocked down. Hits.
Okay.
Direct hit on him is a POW 13.
Sure.
Tough.
Okay, he's out. He's in. Dies.
And then this guy, 7, 7, 14.
You're looking for 9s.
He's going to throw here. Range 5.
Here's those zealots. They annoy me so much.
Where?
Right here.
Oh, to the 5? No.
Yep. Third one here. He's going to throw at this guy. Our fourth one, I'm sorry. Range 5. Short.
Yep.
Just in front. To the 4, 2 inches. He will throw to there. To the 3, 1 inch, nothing. Last guy, same target. He's with us.
You're in. It's 11.
Those fancy schmancy
13 on him.
widgets brought to you by Warsenal.
Yeah. For a 9.
Enough.
Warsenal.
Yep.
We like wars. And Sinals.
All right.
Yeah.
Has he done the Zealot mini feat?
Yes, he did the zealot mini feat this
I
turn.
assumed.
Yes, I see MF. I'm assuming that means mini feet.
Hopefully.
I was thinking something else.
Oh, yeah, he was. I'm sorry.
No, the fire route.
Okay. Just to move them a little. Battle on both because I have to choose. You guys shoot Deathjack.
Sure.
I am a bit concerned. Did the Zealots do their prayer for extra damage?
Alright.
I'm not sure.
He said 13s. He was rolling 13s.
Okay, then no. All right, good. Jeff did not make a
Not a Hellmouth could kill most of them.
Yeah, very-
mistake.
10, 11, 12,
deadly
13.
mistake.
So 10 damage
Okay.
to the 5.
10 to the 5.
Wow, 10 damage from that Reckoner.
We all love Reckoners.
8 points. Can I have an 8-point troll with a gun and a reach weapon?
And assault.
I don't even need assault.
And defense buff.
I don't
And
care.
Inquire.
I'll take an 8-point jack. I mean, an
An
8-point
ancillary attack?
troll. Ancillary attack would be
Yes.
sweet.
Because that's what they have.
I just want a gun and reach. I mean, is that so hard?
You just want reach.
I just want reach.
You trade the gun.
I want an 8-point troll on a dire troll chassis with reach,
Deathjack is row. Range 12. Plenty.
8 points.
We're going to take a point of damage to boost.
What would I want for the
Little benefit from the wall.
animus? Lightning tendrils.
Okay, that's a hit.
Not lightning tendrils.
made it.
What's the other one?
So then -3. 2. 2 to 3.
You take out an arm though.
And that will jump to...
Taking out an arm is awesome.
Yeah,
on
that's
Deathjack.
huge.
That's our 11.
The Deathjack gets a free focus for every arm system that's still functional, and once again, in true Crix fashion, that is not a focus allocation, that is just a focus appearing, which means that it can break the normal cap of 3 focus, it does ignore disruption.
It can easily be a 5 focus jack when it wants to
It
be.
is
There.
a bit infuriating.
Feet doesn't
This guy.
do anything to it, right? It means the feet doesn't hurt him.
No.
At all?
Well, it does stop the Deathjack from casting spells, which is
Oh,
important.
there you go.
Dies.
His second shot.
All right, Idrians are shooting.
No, this is Holt.
Oh,
That's 13.
Hits with
well, you are. I guess your ears are better than mine.
Dies.
Who can always do a decent amount of work.
Continue on.
Speed 5 with the judges?
Yes, you fine.
I think this will probably be Jeff's extension turn, from the look of it.
He doesn't have much left to activate. I mean, Sevi doesn't have
Severius
to do much.
activated?
I don't think Severius is activated yet.
Okay.
Because it's like, you have the Idrians plus Severius.
Oh, you might be right. He can, if he gets on top of it, he can finish all that. I think he's unhappy.
Got 2.5 minutes on his clock.
One of the things we talked about and why I love this idea is Idrians to me are very much like a Signar unit. They
Yeah.
cost a large amount of points, but they have a lot of possibility. The trick is you have to get that work out of them. And I think with Carter's positioning here, he may have set it up to where Jeff is not going to get enough work out of the Idrians.
You're looking for 5. Hits.
It's POW 13?
Okay.
If you're not going to use the dice tray, just take it off the field.
So 12.
12, sorry.
Looking for a 4. Either way, something really low. This one?
Yep. He will shoot this guy here.
Hit through the woods.
No, they can't. It's only 3 inches in. So,
I think that guy...
Sure.
hits.
Yep. Oh, makes it.
That's an important point. Line of sight can always be checked.
Yes,
Correct?
line of sight can always be checked.
Yes.
He will shoot.
Line of shite.
Line of... Yes. Line of sight.
Hits. So,
Dies. This one.
Chieftain will shoot the guy that's knocked down.
Sure. Anything but.
Hits.
Hits.
Tough.
Dies.
Guide will shoot this one here. Hits.
Which one's a guy?
Tough. This one, guide's here.
Okay, you're in 16 with Chevy. It's rolled 5. You might be out of eye range.
Yes, but he's a higher rat.
Is he a higher rat? All right.
Yeah, he's a rat. No, he's not. He's a rat 5.
Okay, do this.
Seconds are ticking down on that clock.
Shoot the same target.
Which one?
Yeah, it looks like 40 seconds.
You need it. Miss.
Same target.
Hits.
Hits.
Power 11.
Tough.
Kills. Dumps.
Let's shoot the same one. It's knocked down. Hits.
Did he assault and battery?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's one of the things. When you get the knockdown like that on assault and battery, it really would behoove you to pick another target. Since I think he already has the charge angle, you can charge around it. It's knocked down. That's a good opportunity to shoot something else because you know you're gonna auto hit it in melee.
Down the hill.
5. You want power extension?
No.
Alright.
Sight west. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, you got it.
Sorry for all you folks at home listening to that timer's right next to the microphone.
So, for me,
Well,
you want to call your extension?
I do.
Call it.
Yeah, I thought that was
Yeah.
odd. I don't think he realized that he'd be giving up a point.
Yeah.
Because I still have. Well, he can't activate because of pursuit. Hierophant can't.
This is the extension to my decision to make an
Like I
extension.
said, I was in your feet, right?
Yes. You're right at 14.
He's just gonna stay with all 4 and pop his feet.
Okay.
And that would be
Are the Idrians not-
everybody.
Are the Idrians not going to
Out
charge?
of the way.
I think that was kind of a flustered mistake there.
Here you go. We're rolling.
I think he was just concerned about putting the Idrians into the zone and getting charged. The worst he can lose is a point.
For me.
I understand. I actually wondered if he. That's why I asked if he was assault and battery because I don't mind the idea that you hang back and save them for future use.
Right.
I just thought maybe you could just throw one. Even you can do assault and battery and just have one of them run.
He could have
forward.
just dug in too. If he's not going to move, might as well just shoot and dig in.
Different activation.
Oh, fair enough.
That's
It's alright,
true.
I forget to bring Starlock and you could do that. Alright, I'm not incorporeal, obviously, this turn. Probably should have been. I think I timed that wrong.
Oh,
That's okay.
okay. So he did incorporeal. That's what I wondered.
This is the thing that always makes this a game, at least on the mana side, which is if you can stick that feat to Denny, because Denny has to be like really aggressively placed and moving forward in order to to get that, and a lot of times it's really hard for her not to be feeded on by Sevi.
Also, the interesting thing is Severius' feat is the way to get rid of all those nasty upkeeps on your army.
Yeah,
That's true.
Because she loses all focus and therefore cannot upkeep any of them.
He'll run.
He's still got Pursuit out.
Strike.
Those should all go away, right?
I don't think they've realized that yet, but I am sure they will.
14, 15, 16.
Kills me. Oh no, Tufts. Alright.
I think that might have been best case scenario for Jeff, which is a tough in the way, a tough in the way drudge.
Drudge, yeah.
Alright, swing on the objective, auto hits, it's dice -5.
Okay.
First one, I'll try and roll this box. 6 damage.
At least Carter appreciates your dice box.
Yeah. Second one. Oh wait, this is your turn too, right? Wait, no, yeah.
This is your turn too.
I can score. So -5, that's 8, so 13 damage, or 14 damage, and the last one kills it. Boom.
So destroying the objective worth a point, I assume?
Yes,
Yep.
destroying the objective's worst point. So it's the nice thing is because of the mini feed zealots, I think the max that Carter could potentially get is 2 this turn.
Let's see how it goes.
But I don't know, going and dominating that other zone makes it really hard to score really quickly, which might give Jeff a lead a little bit. At least give him enough turns to get back in the game.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see Deneghra's positioning after this turn. I know a lot of times we see Carter kind of retreat to safety after getting the big shadow bind out.
Well, I mean, it's risky. He has to. It's not hard for a Blessing of Vengeance to run up to a Denny and shoot and spell assassinate her. Especially when you have.
Especially when they remember that all those upkeeps are gone.
Yeah.
That was 3, 6, 8. 2 more, so I'll come this way. How far can I go?
Upkeeps!
What's that?
Upkeeps!
Yeah, I can't. You took all my focus away. Yeah. So 4.
Hopefully they remove the tokens then.
Jeff just removed it.
Jeff just removed it.
All right, there we go.
Very
That's,
happily, I'm sure.
Yes.
Good job.
Just trying to clean up our board.
Bang.
We're also judges, apparently.
I gotta try and avoid 16 inches. That's fun.
I've had nightmares like that.
Avoiding 16 inches.
Suffix here will activate and go. We'll advance.
It's really hard for him to see what he's doing because of his Asian eyes.
Yes. You did talk about how his deployment was not in a straight line.
Yep.
This is going to be a pro tip on how you get rid of
Well, his
zealots.
which is the one? Is it Japanese that they slant towards the bottom? They don't go straight
Yeah, I
across.
haven't really,
Which because both of
trying to
the lines of
pass
his
itself
front
to the
armies were,
control area.
and they're like a V, like an upside down V.
Ah, yes.
It's right here.
The
He's in.
prayer for zealots prevents them from being targeted by spells.
I'm just gonna move.
Does not prevent them from being
This
damaged.
thing, that's 16 right here.
He's in. He's out. All right. So I got one guy. Shit. So that's.
And there we see Severius' spell, shutting down at least 2 out of the 3 overlords from performing their spray attack.
Which will probably stop all those zealots from
I'll
dying.
spray the drudge. Make sure I can see him. I sure can. Spray 8.
Why wouldn't we be able to see him?
I thought that was odd as well.
Yeah.
There's a forest right there.
Ah, yes.
Oh yeah, they're
They
on
are
the
in
forest. Sorry, they're a
Underneath
forest
your
right there.
tower.
12. Top. Dies. Your guys. I'm looking for 5 hits. This one here misses. And that one there misses. Power 12 on enemy dies. Good work.
All right. That was
Wow.
a victory to Jeff.
Yes.
Number 16.
Yep.
This is where Carter goes into full Mike mode.
Use glass milk.
Unless it's chocolate milk.
No.
This is chocolate milk.
This is where Carter forgets to put Rush on Mulg.
The fact that he has Mulg and Rush in this list.
I would forget that in a body and soul tier. it's a common mistake.
No, she does not have no.
That's the people that remember that I would have a problem with.
So I got 2 more. 2. Oh, craft. 3. I don't think I'll have range to do what I do.
3 Mechadanthrals.
This guy is going to be the limiting factor for sure. I'll reconcile it with her 3 inches in a second. I'm just trying to make sure I have it come in range.
It's one of Carter's favorite things to do, which is use the Necrosurgeons to artificially extend the threat range of Mechanthrals,
Just like that.
which is annoying, like a
Yeah.
lot.
Very much so.
Not what
Really?
myself in here like I love to do. They're just going to run. 6, 4, 5. It's actually a speed 6, so I can go a little bit more. 7.
That's what they were speed
Oh, that's part of Green Judge.
They are. The unit leader is actually a Cephalix, who has a different stat line and is speed 6.
McThralls will go, run charge.
And that's what he's referring to.
He's going to charge the battle engine.
What's the range of their charge?
9.
They're speed 6?
They're speed 6. We'll do it.
And yes, Mechanothralls, unfortunately, are speed 6.
He'll charge.
And
that way.
obscenely cheap.
He'll charge
Looks
that
like
way.
3 of them are going to get on the vessel.
He'll run.
That's going to hurt.
2, 5.
This is one where Jeff really needs the vessel to
Wouldn't-
survive his
It
3
wouldn't hurt as
combo
bad
strikes.
as if it was P. Denny.
That's true.
That's true. That's for sure.
Well, if Edeni had her focus, he could Curse of Shadows it.
That's also true.
Get to Alicia a second.
Yes.
There's just too many models.
Than this?
No, it's all
And this is why we're all happy we do not have to play against Body and Soul.
This is why I put it out for volunteers.
Close the chapter on this list.
5 on combo striking. Hits. It's power 15 armor.
20, that's minus 5.
All right. Can he survive
9 damage.
this?
Nope.
Second one.
It doesn't help.
Misses.
That does.
Next one. Hits. Minus 5. 7 damage.
All right.
9 plus 7 is
Is that
16.
Yeah.
7?
And it's
No,
taking
6, sorry.
I just did 16 to it. So
And I've only taken, and I took 2.
what did it start at? 20?
24.
Oh, okay.
It starts at 20. Oh,
Good lord.
we should have known.
Yeah.
That's why it's the best battle engine.
Exactly.
Stupid vessel.
Okay.
I mean, until the
That's all my
cock one
attention
comes
to the
out.
show.
Yes. People,
You're in my way.
just the complicated rule set that is the
I-
Convergence battle engine.
I love the tower. The Tower of Power.
The Tower of Power. Wasn't that a band?
Probably.
Maybe.
Probably several bands.
Tower of Power.
Spray on that McThrall. I think. Don't we do that? Yeah, kind of.
This is where Carter tries to extend the threat range of the other Mechanthrall unit.
If I put in hell, I get shot. So that's not good. That's just done.
He has 16 seconds left on his clock.
Yes, but he has his extension remaining, so I'm sure when the loud beeps occur,
that are totally going to appear on the
She's gonna
camera.
Spray this guy. Hits. I'm gonna give my 5 minutes.
I didn't hear him call it. I think that's
Me
pretty
either.
speaking.
Yes, good work.
I think
Judge.
Ragman will go
He was loose with Jeff on his extension,
no,
so
no, it doesn't matter.
to here. Hit him with a
As we pointed out, Crix has different rules. This is one of them.
kills.
I think Death Clock should have.
Corpse, because I need one more.
I
I'm
wonder
sorry.
If,
If you play time turns, then you should have a beeper.
I wonder if
It should be allowed.
if Bone Shaker always removes from play.
Advance to here.
I think that Death Clock should be prorated per faction.
Legion gets 50 minutes because they have So what do you think? Cricks should get like 20 minutes?
20 minutes for Cricks.
Where do I go?
I think Trolls can have like an hour and a half. That's fine.
Okay.
Let's advance it here. Got all my junk in
That's
my
the way they.
that works.
That's the way they balance the game, by how much death clock time you get.
I'm fine with this idea. All right. Here she is, getting out of dodge.
Minions gets like the whole day.
Yes.
Take your time.
Minions are broken.
You're playing. You're playing
And-
Sturm and Drang.
As we see, there we
you
go.
go.
He's going to dominate the zone to pick up 3 points this turn.
Oh, it'll be 2. You can only dominate for 1 on the.
Yeah, only
friendly zone.
dominate for
Oh,
one
that
on
is
his
the
friendly.
one close to him. You're correct.
Yeah. He would have
Where's
dominated
Dan?
the
Let's
zone
go
with
look
his
at
zealous
Denny.
way.
Oh, yeah, and that's just not going to happen.
Let's see. I'll get killed by Idrians. Lose praise of Depth Jack, so Depth Jack can't die.
Those skulls. There's skulls everywhere.
And a lovely Mechanothrall behind her. And no one likes her. Didn't like her when she was alive. Don't like her when she's dead.
3 minutes to figure it out.
Carter's going to take a quick tea break, I guess.
Yeah.
Just kind of kick back.
Sake break.
Yes. Rice break.
So I'm looking at as Jeff's going to need to do a lot of smart plays this next turn to stop the commanding lead that Carter could put himself in. You never want to give Carter 2 control points early.
Yeah. Well, what we've seen kind of before with Jeff's list, an interesting thing is if he can start freeing up his units, which is an odd challenge, and one is a Signar player I love. I think that's our main job, is to figure out how to free up our units. With
Black Penny helps.
Yes, helps a lot. Storm Colors.
Storm callers.
Immensely.
Phenomenal. Yeah, phenomenal at doing that.
But Jeff does have a lot of tools with Ashes to Ashes, the miracle that pushes back all the units from the battle engine, the battle engine shot that only affects nearby enemy units. And if you can start to free up the Idrians to once again assault and battery, they can inflict a large amount of casualties.
Here's another thing that Carter really likes to do. If he thinks that something, that might have an arc node is going to run to try and get within a certain range of somebody, he'll put that Warwood Siren right in that position to where you don't want to take that free strike.
Yes. Shadowbind is a really fun ability. I think I blinked and I missed it. The Deathjack is advanced onto the hill there?
The Deathjack used its 1 focus to run and could not make it to the hill.
6.
Okay.
6.
And Carter's doing everything he can to make getting into the zones as difficult as possible.
Which is something that this list excels at. He does only have 40 seconds left. There we go. Start seeing the the quick thrall movement.
Yep, in this bitch. I forgot you. Oh, well, that was my crafting turn. Go ahead.
Okay. Upkeep Eye and Defender's Ward.
This, to me, is probably the fun part of any game, where you have to solve the puzzle box that's been put in front of you.
So it's 2-0.
I'm on 2
Yes.
points.
2-0. Focata.
Yeah, getting into that zone is going to be fairly difficult, but not impossible. Looking at a assault and battery, Idrians, an aiming Holt, some Ashes to Ashes action, a Reckoner that can now start getting into the zone.
Yeah. And they all have to be done at the right time.
Yeah.
We'll start with the Hierophant before I forget to hit him with.
As we talked about
Bring it.
and saw in our last game. Easy way to start. Harmonious Exaltation.
Yeah.
That's good. 6.
No matter what, if the Rune Bear goes first, you've made the right decision already.
Usually a safe bet. I am a bit worried with what Jeff can do with that bottom zone there.
So he's still touching his little hill right here.
Sure. Deactivating.
Yeah, reactivate. Sevi.
Alright.
Shoot Deneghra with Ashes to Ashes.
Alright.
Range 10.
Okay. You got it.
Hits. 8
Yeah.
hits 11.
And that's what
Pile-
Focus 8's good for.
Yeah, Pile 11.
Alright, we don't have eye up. So.
Pile 10 against him, and that's going to hit. How many? 6 guys within 5 inches.
Fantastic.
There you go.
Definitely closest.
Yep. So 1, 2, 3 is what we're starting with. 4.
Is he closer than these two?
Probably, let's see. Just right a little
He's
bit.
at 3.
He's
He's
closer.
out. He's out.
So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then probably this guy, I'm thinking.
Okay.
Maybe that guy. I guess
Yep.
that guy. Let's go with these 5. Right,
So-
6.
It's unfortunate
Alright, so
that he doesn't
Power
have
10, so
eye
now
for
you-
this.
Pile 11.
Oh, you don't have eye up.
Alright, Pile 10. Sorry. Pile 10.
Yep.
Did he choose not to do?
Alright, next guy.
Well, I guess he was counting out his focus and realized he needed an exact amount.
I think he went to Ashes twice.
Enough.
Okay, makes sense.
Anything but.
Enough.
Alright. Dies.
Him.
Yep.
Enough.
Dies.
Oh, here we go.
That was him and him.
Yep.
So this guy.
Roly roly.
Extremely effective.
And minus 2.
And
Two.
not seeing a lot of tough checks coming from
Alright.
Carter's side there. That was
Sevi
fantastic.
from here is going to cast
He failed to kill whatever's in the middle. Was that a War Siren?
on this guy right here.
Let's find out.
Funny.
Eye in the sky.
Failed to kill.
That is a Cephalix.
Gonna
Oh, it's a
hit
Cephalix. Okay.
3
Probably the
targets.
unit leader.
Yeah, they have 5
1, 2,
boxes,
and
right?
Whether this guy's closer than him.
That's 2. I think it's the McThrall.
Do they have 5 boxes?
The
Yeah.
Cephalix leaders?
Cephalix leader have
Okay.
5 boxes.
Oh, minus 5. Yay. Dies. Dies.
Enough.
Dies.
Really solid turn for
Wow.
Ashes Ashes.
That was fantastic.
He only didn't break armor on 1.
Weird.
So 7 plus 4 was 11 models dead from those 2 castings.
I think there was another one. He double ones on the first one as well. So
To right here.
I think there were 2 he didn't kill, but yes, that was still.
I'll go. That's fine right there. Eruption of Faith.
Alright, so D3. 3.
3 leaves him with 3.
It's a little problematic.
Ooh.
I'm gonna push him back.
It's all guys within what, 3?
Oh, 2 inches.
2 inches, so just these 2.
Yeah.
So
No,
he's gonna get. He actually is knocked down. Doesn't matter. He's gonna get pushed into your that guy and
And this guy
Point.
pushed here. Fire and fire.
sweet.
No, the
He's
unfortunate
gonna
thing
go
is
ahead and
it
shoot
does not get rid of him
here.
immediately. It just sets them on fire.
This
So
guy right
it
here.
can still cause problems with being
Range
jammed.
12.
Yeah, you got it.
We are going to spend 1 point, so you got 2 left to boost. Hits.
Hits for sure.
How many guys? 1. So this guy here.
Yeah.
I don't think he
it's
can
gonna
be
be
unhappy with the amount
how-
of Ashes to Ashes death he's inflicted.
Well, that one just
Okay, so just
averaged
tough
it out.
him.
Yep.
Makes it
This guy here, pile 10.
minus 5.
Minus 5. We're going to got 2 left. We're going to spend it to boost on him. Sure. Dead.
Tough.
How many?
down
How many
to
is
1.
Ashes Ashes? 3?
Ashes to
Damn,
Ashes
you
is
can't roll
D6.
No. Sorry. Spend focus.
4. So,
Oh,
so
really?
He has to Hierophant.
Yeah.
So he has to you cast it twice. You have to drop all your spells.
Fire's going to go next.
Oh,
And
you
your
can
focus.
upkeep 1.
Yeah, I think he used Harmonious Exaltation and probably upkept Vision,
Battle
I'm going to
on
guess.
Jacks. The Reckoner is just going to walk 5 inches.
Okay.
Oops. To right here.
All right.
Swing on this guy. I'm at 8.
All right.
Hits. I'm 18.
Tough. Dies. Here, why don't you take the dice box with you?
Thank you.
Yeah. He's almost cleared up
Dude,
the
I see
errands,
pretty
which
nice
is
box.
awesome.
Mark is gonna use Ares.
Yeah, but I'm a bit
Actually,
concerned.
sit and move right here.
That was originally the side I was worried about him being able to clear out, but
Okay, she's a
with
6.
so much effort being
We'll start
placed
with
down
knockdown.
there,
Okay,
is he going to be able
Auto
to
hit. She's puff
free
6
up
on
enough
this one.
Idrians
Need a 10.
Miss.
to?
This guy
He
puff
just
6.
gave you the dice
Hits.
box, bro.
Puff 7. Not enough.
Does not appreciate your dice box.
I guess not. Very few people appreciate my box.
The Blessing,
Thanks
I
for
guess,
that.
is going to go next. I'll just turn here. Swing of the knockdown guy. Auto hits, Powell.
This is with the spear.
Yep,
All
Pow
right.
15. Dead.
Die.
His shield on the other guy.
He's not been rolling really
Hits.
well on tough.
Pow 12,
No, he really
12.
hasn't, and that's one of the things that.
I would like to apologize to everybody because as a troll player for the last game, I cannot be mad at tough rolls.
I think it was great that the
And I was mad when
We're gonna
Targ got
use, Aeon Holt next.
Pharaoh.
She
toughed out.
goes
Quite a few.
to
the Pharaoh were toughing out the
hit
trolls,
them
and that's
with
not
magical weapons
fun.
just so she's got something to do. He's going to stand and aim, shoot this guy.
Okay. Defense 15. So you're 10, you
10.
5.
Hits, Pow 12.
All right.
Enough.
Tough. Makes it.
Shoot the same guy.
Sure.
Hits.
I think this is
Dies.
just showing that Jeff has
Oh, the drudges. they
only
go
played a
away,
little
they
bit
go
with
away.
Aeon
These
and
guys
Holt. One of the
assault.
phenomenal things about him is the fact that he is a gunfighter virtuoso.
Yeah.
A very rare thing. So
I think aiming was the good choice though because
Trolls have two of those.
Except I don't have the 3 inches. Well,
no,
no.
Gunfighter
really,
virtuoso.
you'd rather aim there and shoot into melee?
Yes,
He's
because
going to shoot here.
Sure.
he's only mat 5. No, you're right. You probably should have walked up. No, it's declared the charge lane for that one
You
Idrian.
don't have eye ups here. Just wrap 5.
So you still need 5s to hit. So not 5s.
7?
15 versus 10. So
Oh,
you need
yeah.
5. You need 5 to hit. And you know what?
Go ahead.
My concern is always with a tough unit is
He's going
that
to shoot here, range 10.
the more attacks you
Oh,
can
you're
place on it, the
1-6.
better.
Hits.
Yeah, true.
6.
You just kill him.
Okay.
Nothing to move about that.
Chieftain, or a guy's going to shoot at this guy here.
Sure.
Hits on a 7.
He's on a hill. He's touching a hill. You're looking
75,
for. You're looking for a 9. Yeah.
Okay. We'll shoot the same guy.
Yep. For a 9.
Miss.
I think
Same
Jeff is
guy.
not taking advantage of his
Miss.
ability to CRA right now.
He will shoot the same guy. Miss. And lastly, this guy will shoot the same guy.
Yeah. He's on the
Miss.
All right.
Could have CRA'd with two of those and would have hit.
You can't see me to charge. Oh, you're charging her.
I'm charging her.
You might take a free strike though.
Not this way.
To go wide. All right, that's fair.
And he's knocked down,
Yep.
so he's not
You're good.
included.
You are good, sir.
He's just going to end up running. Here.
All right, now that the animals have been wrangled.
3. He's charging here.
That is a good point. Again, raving about assault and battery, and one of the great things is being able to pair those CRAs
Running.
for the extra damage or the extra attack.
5 to here. Charge. Running. as
And
well.
just the charge or run.
And Jeff is
So versatile.
being smart with really spacing him out. So
He will run.
actually clearing that zone might be difficult.
6.
I wouldn't put it past Carter as being impossible, but
I think it's pretty much
he still has defender wards up on them, which is
Yeah, but the big concern here is with the Death Track there and Deneghra there,
10.
double
5
Hellmouth,
boxes.
yeah.
or even using Hellmouth to start dragging them off the edge
All right.
So minus 2.
by positioning something in such a way.
I think
That's
I get it.
kind of a tenuous hold, I think, on that zone.
At least make some work for it.
It's true.
And again, you're in a situation where you're not. It's still going to take Carter some time to score.
Move in here. 4. And here. And here. Running. I can't. So.
All right.
And Jeff's turn took a little bit too long, so he wasn't able to get the Zealots into to play.
Fire on.
No. Pause. Okay. Him goes out.
They're all going to go out.
And him
Oh.
stays. Power 12 minus 3. Tough. Makes it. All right.
So nothing changed.
Hits 1.
Yep.
So we'll do that. I'll clear that for you.
I'm on fire.
You have to finish ward up still.
All right. Well, here we're seeing just the amount of devastation that the Prime Severius list can wreak on all of these models.
Yeah, and if he had more time, he had some Zealot bombs to throw at those
Ready
Mechanthrals.
That's okay. They just come back anyways.
And I think that's a good point. This is a relatively new list for Jeff. I mean, he was just finishing painting the Idrians. He's had a few practice games, I know, against a couple different armies, as well as this one. But it's still a learning process, which is very difficult with time turns when you're trying something new and dealing with body and soul.
You're in stick with your ship. He's fine.
So yeah, it was situations like you don't take 5 shots on that one Mechanthra you want to kill. You take 2 CRAs if you're having a hard time hitting them in that particular assault and battery situation. Because that's your only really target with your guns anyway, and the rest it doesn't impact your running or charging. So taking CRAs is always a better option.
Carter just brought up a good point. They didn't pray for anything. The Zealots haven't prayed for anything yet because he didn't have time to do it.
Ah, that is very problematic.
So they're dying.
Yeah.
Going to see a lot of sprays and a lot of death.
I mean, he does have a Reckoner in that zone now, so it still might be relatively difficult. Deneghra's kind of out of position to stick anything on it.
Oh, I agree. I think the Reckoner there is a solid piece to hold that down.
But losing the Zealots there might have clearing the zone being pretty hard.
This guy hits. This guy hits. Drudge, tough, dies.
That's the great thing about sprays, where you can use your own models to...
And 5 boxes.
Or you can just have a 10-man unit all with clear and sprays.
I heard they're good.
And maybe take 2 or 3 of them.
We'll take
I heard they're good.
Spray at this guy.
I heard they're good.
Reductors.
Hits.
Terrifying.
Hits.
Going back to scoring again, I'm like, where are my sprays? I need more sprays.
For many factions, sprays are a rare and beautiful snowflake.
Yeah.
So, yeah, fine. We'll spray this guy.
It seems like it didn't really matter if a prayer was given, because he's not even targeting them with those sprays anyway.
Hits.
That is true. That is a good point.
Hits.
He still had this access to this play regardless.
Yeah. Now, granted, a running Arcno could still potentially hit that Reckoner with a Hellmouth, and that would be
And drag it out.
sadness, yeah.
That
But
is,
that Arcnode's way over there.
Activate. Show advance.
and that's one of the things I think in their test game that
2.
Jeff probably didn't get to see a whole lot of that threat.
Go right here.
That kind of looks like what he's trying to set up.
Off.
Where
Spray that
Hellmouth can actually allow him to
So
alter the
here,
positioning of units as well, since Jeff's
Spray
kind
me.
of barely
So
towing the
these
zone.
3 for sure. Miss. Hits. Hits. I'm looking for a 5. It's power 10.
You're at 7?
Almost 7, yeah. Does not kill. And does not kill.
Wow, the Zealot's
Well, that's
ability
annoying.
where they get bonus armor is coming into play.
Yeah. Warward Sirens, the most ridiculous 2-point solo in the game, in my personal opinion.
It's up there. It's pretty frustrating to have Reach and Shadowbind and Power Booster and Field Allowance 2.
Yeah.
That hurts.
And a spray.
And a spray. Magic Ability 7 spray.
This thing will activate and go here. 2. There.
I wonder why the Arcnode's right there.
Hmm.
I think some of those things.
Venom?
Really?
Nope. No.
Pursuit.
I had my one dumb comment for today.
Yeah, it does true.
So this is a really solid game, though. I mean, it's a great matchup.
Charging him in the back.
I'm just coming to that realization.
Charging this
The
guy.
the battle engine's not long for this world, but
This drug will go against
No.
this guy. Alright, here we go. Battle engine.
But if he misses
Hits
this,
on
will be
5.
sad. Nope.
Power 13. -7. Alright, -7. Kills. 1 damage.
That is
This
exactly
guy
the
Wow.
one damage
15 to
kill.
9. Hits. That's anatomical precision. Boink. It'll make a guy.
and the the death toll ability on the Cephalix.
Yeah, we did not talk about that. The
He's gonna stand.
the
He's gonna
Cephalix
air
model
something ridiculous.
has anatomical precision and the ability
15,
to
no.
create a drudge.
Yeah.
Swinging here near 9. Hits. Alright.
So it's just more.
Guys.
This is the one that rarely comes up, but it's still more recursion into this list.
Hits.
And an army that already has enough models to begin with, let alone recursion.
Yeah.
Good question. It's going to be this guy.
Look at all those corpses right there.
I mean, that's the upside to the Necrosurgeon. I mean,
So they're not feeling
It gets to a point where she'll never run out of corpses, but at least she can only make 3 at a time.
I, at times, actually try to snipe one of the collectors from one unit simply to try to overload one of the surgeons with corpses rather than have them evenly divided.
There, and I'm not going to take advantage of that.
Huh, I wonder what that's going to do.
Yeah. He's going to spend 3's focus
Curse
to
Shadows?
swing and boost a mark for death from here to here.
Oh, interesting.
That's going to miss. Good work, Death Jack.
Hellmouth would
Wow.
miss too, right?
I shouldn't be happy, but I always am just to see the Death Jack miss. I think it's become apparent I'm rather biased, and
It's his. I mean, he chose Crix.
he did.
It's not a personal attack. It's just that's what his choice was, and he should have known what came with it.
Yes.
Everybody's going to hate him.
Then he will go. She'll go here.
I've never seen Denny this far flanked.
That was 3.
I do occasionally, just to if it comes down to a scenario.
She'll cast Mark for Death and boost it.
She has a very small battle
From here to
group,
here.
so
Okay.
it's one of the things you can kind of have
Hits it
happen.
this time. So sit on the 2.
Looks like he felt like he needed Mark for Death enough to cast it with Denny and not Hellmouth.
Microsurgeon.
Interesting. I do know that without it, Hellmouth is really the only way to kill those guys. Defender's Ward, putting them at defense 15, puts them well out of reach of
Quickly.
the Drudges and the Mechanothralls. And
Yeah.
Carter,
Time's it coming?
I don't think he really touched on it, but I know we've talked about it before. Crix is, attack stats are subpar, and they usually require their caster to buff that. And one of
Which
the
they're
problems,
usually really good at.
yeah, one of the problems with this tier is that it doesn't really have those options outside of the feat, which is -3 defense. It's much more difficult to get the quality attack stat, and the Defender's Ward Idrians present a huge problem.
I think I can't see the clock, but I think
Alright,
they're
I'm
well.
gonna start swinging. Individual
140.
Yeah.
swing. Here, I'm looking. You're 13. I need on 5. I need to hit, miss, miss. Swinging here, miss or hits. Power 11. Kills.
Carter seems very aware of the time
Miss.
issue.
First swing here, miss. Second swing here, miss. First swing here, hits. Power 11. That's a 17. What's your armor?
Enough.
Armor right now is a 14.
All right, so 3. Second attack there, miss. First attack here, hits, kills. Here, hit, miss, hits, kills. That's a 15. We're going here.
I think that's the best thing Jeff could have hoped for is another turn where Carter does not get to put points on the board.
Yeah.
Really opens up a turn again for spamming Ashes to Ashes, possibly an assassination run. This game is getting very interesting.
Yeah.
Run charge. 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 Run.
Thing is, I still feel that Carter's recursion and his board presence is superior right now. He's just not.
Here,
I
first
agree,
one,
and that's one of the
need
things
a
I know
7, second
I
one, need
joked
7,
about
no,
at the
first one, need
podcast,
7,
but
no, second one, need 7,
I really think
no.
Jeff needs to look for the
7,
opportunities
hits,
to assassinate Deneghra.
Yeah.
Kills.
That was on this one here.
This
correct?
one here. This one's still
Speaking
going.
of which, the eye in the
First one
sky
here.
here, do we know how
Hits.
much focus Deneghra has on her?
16.
Kills.
2.
The 5.
2, okay.
6 kills. 17 damage. And that's time. Go ahead. No points, you win.
What is Deneghra's defensive stats?
Go for it.
16, 14, right?
Yeah, something high on defense, something low on armor.
Okay, I know Jeff says that immolation doesn't see a lot of use, but I think on somebody with that low armor, it just might.
I think he could put himself in a decent position to get a prime air shot this turn. It's a long shot one, but
That's true.
even if all he does is get a prime air shot this turn, I would consider that as a victory.
Harmonious. Do that first.
I'm just wondering if he can free up a runway for the blessing to possibly get into arc node range of Deneghra.
Yes, it's 2 damage.
Anything is possible.
I know that
I'll replace
Ragman being a part of this tier is actually kind of a big deal for damage, but Dredges being power 13 base is fairly impressive, and Mechanothralls, of course, with their combo strike also, they can really start to grind down Warjacks and other heavy armor.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where you don't want to put a bunch of armor against Crix to begin with, but it's like, well, I don't see Bane Thrall, so maybe it would. No, not that many power 15s from CRAs or power 15s from combo strikes, plus like a Curse of Shadows. Over the course of several turns, you'll still lose heavies.
Yeah, and that's why I think Jeff really needs to see what he can do to get the assassination, because it just doesn't look like he's going to be able to pull out the attrition game, especially at that bottom objective there.
Yeah.
I think Carter was aware of that with just targeting the Zealots to minimize his losses.
You're at 2 control points?
2. Yep.
No.
He destroyed the objective for one,
done.
and then got...
Yeah, we already talked about this. Sorry. Stupid Mangoritas.
just throwing you off your game.
They taste so bad, but someone gave us a whole box full of them.
And we can cross Mangaritas, Bud Light Mangaritas, off of the sponsored list, potential sponsor list.
Yeah, that's okay.
I would take Bud Light money.
Nope.
No, you wouldn't.
Nope.
You have standards.
Hierophant, just boon here. Moving him with Harmonious again.
Sure.
So he doesn't have to go anywhere.
All
So
right.
I'm just gonna leave him there.
Well, there we go with the Harmonious Exaltation. And is he going right to Severius?
I think so.
That kind of takes the assassination there off the table.
So that's still a long shot. The problem is trying to free up the blessing before Sevi gets to go.
Which is very tricky. I think he's lost a lot of his tools. I agree.
Alright, and just roll. Shooting this guy.
Alright. Anything but? Hits.
Hits.
How many?
Pop 10, it's gonna jump to 5.
Shit.
That's
1, 2, 3,
That's always the
4,
wonderful reaction you want.
and either him or him if they're in 5.
From my angle, it looks like that guy, which I'd really rather not be. 4.
4 and more
Yeah.
than 4. Okay, so here,
Yep.
cost me 3.
Yep.
Power 10
Yep. Nothing.
on her.
Minus 3.
Minus 3. We're gonna boost
always, always.
8.
Then
Dies. No.
here. Enough.
Alright, dies.
And this guy.
Dies. Yep.
Even if he wasn't trying for that aggressive deployment, I'm
Don't forget
surprised
that.
he didn't
These two.
even just take choir swings, because if you can free up the blessing, this entire spell that he's doing gets +2 power.
Yeah.
Zealots run charge order.
Oh, the death.
He's gonna charge. Actually, to the middle with that dude. They're gonna fervor as well.
Sure.
He's running, charging for positioning, maybe?
That's 14.
I think just to
14
make
on
sure
the-
they
Okay. I mean, Matt 6.
Yep.
get in the way.
Charge here. Hits. Power 9.
Yep. Dead.
Enough.
This guy.
Choir. Move up
Yep. That sucks.
to here. And here. Battle on both jacks.
All right, let's see where we go here.
This little guy's gonna go first. He's actually gonna just hop this way.
To the other side of what's happening here. Eris was engaging him.
Yeah, I'm putting her back.
She has something in a free strike.
We all saw that on video. Jeff
This is
just
activated.
trying to.
Okay. Eris was engaging me. She swung at me.
I'm just trying to get her.
Just
Okay.
we all saw that cheat.
Yeah.
Oh no, Eris was up on this hill way back here.
You're still into your melee range.
Okay.
All right.
You want to be max. He's going to swing his shield here.
Alright. That's 11.
Hits on a 5 because he's a 9.
Alright.
All right. Let's see
You don't have eye up, do you?
No, I just battled.
Okay.
He's a 7
Alright,
normal.
you're good. Go ahead. Continue.
Yes, blessing stats
Oh,
are
yeah.
obscene.
Tough. Dies.
Well, you almost pay a heavy warjack for him, so
Far from it.
It's true. It's not as bad as Thorn,
yeah.
who you do play heavy warjack points for. The Reckoner and Thorn have the same points
Full range
cost.
really quick.
Thorn is a little crazy, though.
Can we check the wording on your rule too, just to make sure it's not begins or ends? Pause. I'm pausing your
I'm not activating her yet. So.
Okay.
If we're talking Primaris, they'll find out that it's ends movement.
Okay.
Charging.
Boom!
Swing at my judges. That's fine.
charging the death check. Just measuring the full distance. He's got a 10-inch total. I'm
Just out.
I'm moving my guy right now.
Still were a half inch out before he moved.
Now you may be in.
Like right at the edge of reach.
Still have the assault shot, which, well, not great. Assault shot.
All right, let's all mind meld with him real quick.
Can't.
Assault shot.
Activation.
Assault shot.
Get your assault shot.
Good work,
You
Carter.
assault, you do. You should know this.
Good
Never-
work,
You
Carter.
can assault
Never.
and not connect. You do it all the time.
Just getting a little flustered. We got the double tough roll targ
Yeah,
happening.
Defense 13. Your
Boost
battle.
damage. Power 15
So -4, so 8. Or
8 to the 6.
5's the magic number.
5 is the
However,
magic
if you'd
number.
already damaged the right arm,
She can activate.
it would be rolling.
yes, you're fine. You just can't end within 5.
End movement.
And I'm on the hill. I don't know if you want to shoot. I don't know what your plan is, but you can see over all my dice.
Since you missed the charge, I'll try to say this quietly in case it's not overheard. Since you missed the charge and the Deathjack's not engaged, and I do not know if he's repaired that other arm, disruption on the Deathjack, depending, has the Warwitch Siren been removed?
Yes.
Okay, so disruption still limits him to one focus, which does
Sure.
make sure your Reckoner stays alive.
That's true.
Yeah, it's range 10. I'm sorry.
Hits.
It's sort of harmed.
What did he
he's
just harm?
standing Still and aiming. Shooting at this
Looks
guy.
like Aeon and
Throwing,
Holt are activating.
You got
No,
it.
but what
You
did
got
he
it.
just harm?
So 10.
Mechanithrals?
Hits.
12.
I think so.
No, I'm just dead.
Shooting the next guy here.
Bit gratuitous.
You got it.
Mechanithrals are not
Can't
known
really
for their
block my
phenomenal
second one model.
It's
armor stat.
dead. They're at assault and battery again.
Yes.
Shooting.
This game is getting very bloody very quickly.
Yes.
On 6.
Yep.
Hits. No.
No, you're looking. You didn't have eye. Shooting for 7s.
Shooting here.
Yep.
Miss. He's gonna
Once
shoot
again, combined range attacks are an option.
nobody.
Yeah, I think you got the
He's
arc
gonna
node.
shoot.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Shoot the arc node.
I can't even hit.
Alright, fine.
Doesn't matter. Charges. He will charge here. Charge here. Charge here. Here.
This is the great thing about Assault and Battery, even though it's not like it's not in this particular turn, but the amount of attacks an Assault and
That's
Battery
6.
unit puts out is obscene.
That's 7.
Hits.
It's about 10.
Yeah, it's just phenomenal.
Dead.
Oh, you harmed him. So yeah.
This guy here. 6 and.
And also,
6
though
and
it hasn't
6
come up,
hits.
he does have
12
combined
hits.
melee attack. And the officer, the chieftain, actually, if I
10
remember
and
correctly,
6 hits.
carries 2
Okay.
swords. So is allowed 2 melee attacks.
Yeah.
Armor.
5
Nice.
Is, 14. So 6 to the where?
6 to the 3. And this guy.
Hitting the arc node was fortuitous.
Hits.
All right.
That's dead. Oops. This is the only thing left. Can't keep him from getting his own focus because he's got enough souls, so it really doesn't
So
matter.
30 seconds. Eris is not going.
I don't think
Please
it's
shoot the
something
Deathjack.
doing 'cause it's not allocated.
Please shoot the Deathjack. Please, Jeff.
Jeff,
He's got
shoot the
12
Deathjack.
left. You can do. You have sniper on here, right?
20.
He has
Throw
1
him.
point left in his left arm,
Oh.
so you can take out the left arm.
You only have 15 seconds. 14
No,
13.
she's-
to 12.
Please,
11,
please shoot
10,
the Deathjack. Please shoot the Deathjack.
Yeah, so there you go.
Jeff, watch this video.
You get to pick the column.
That's good move.
Please
Roll
shoot
it.
the Death.
Roll it back. Go. Roll it.
Carter is really
It's-
nice.
Yes.
3 points to the 1.
You get to pick the column, I think.
No.
All right. Okay.
Oh, choose column.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just took him out left arm.
One of the parts about this list when we talked about Minoth doesn't use a lot of the mercenaries. I mentioned Aeon and Holt. I think he has used Eris, but maybe not Prime as much. This is just
Do I have any? You have any
very
fire?
interesting.
No.
All right. So you still the prey. You still the finished ward.
Problem is this is rough because now controlling the enemy objective, enemy zone is a thing.
There we go.
Yes.
Yeah, this one doesn't look like it's going to be too hard to clear out right here. There's only 2 dudes in the zone.
Free focus. I'll keep Mark for death.
But with Carter being stalled at 2,
What's Deneghra's speed?
Get movement in cortex.
I believe she has a 6.
Well, if it's almost foregone conclusion that zone is going to be cleared out, so that would put Carter to 3.
Yes, and if he dominates the zone he's currently in, that's 4. It seems very, very unlikely that Carter can win on scenario for this turn.
It's
There is
impossible,
the
right?
potential that he could just go incorporeal and run to that zone to get 4.
You'd get the same amount of points if you stayed there, or if she went over there, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he controls one, dominates the other, or just dominates the far zone.
Battle with him.
The thing that I notice as one of Carter's strengths as a Deneghra player is that he is more than
He's
willing
gonna spray.
to run with Deneghra.
So
I know a
hitting
lot of
the
people
zone,
get caught in the
It's hitting my.
I'm just going to
It's
cast
hitting
spells all the
zone.
time and use all my focus
This
because
is-
this is fun to me. I was like,
It's
sometimes
powerful,
just
so he's dead.
running and getting that scenario is awesome.
Well, that's in general. Carter always has his eyes on what is the best way to achieve victory, and it's not. He doesn't really get trapped in a mindset,
Nothing.
which is why he's such a
Spraying him.
pain to play against, because he will find where the victory is and what he has to do to get it.
Hits,
And we've had this. I've had a discussion with him.
Hitting
The
him
downside to
back
him
for
as a
5,
player
miss.
is that sometimes he'll get greedy,
Hits on a 4.
overcommit himself, and put himself in a really bad position.
Yes, and it usually occurs early. I
Yeah.
notice he is much more focused on victory in the later turns of the game.
Right.
He just cleared out the zone. It's clear. This house is clear.
That is sprays for you.
Yeah. It's like this. That's the thing about those Cephalid exploding Mindslavers are the overlords.
Can't make it Texas.
3 spray guys for 3 points is awesome.
Fantastic.
It's
Especially
fantastic.
magic ability 7 on them as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
And they all have 5 damage boxes, unlike Grey
If I
Lord
could, if I
Turnians
could
who only have
buy
1.
for 3 points by scattergunners with Rat 7, 3 of them, I'd do that.
absolutely.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, it's magical.
Even with
sprays.
scattergunner stats.
Magical sprays are better because you don't even care about being engaged. It's just,
Yep.
it's awesome.
That's what I'm saying. I'd do it for regular sprays.
I
Yeah.
do that. I crazy and field commando scattergunners.
Sprays are so good.
Get my corpse on. Oh, let's do this first.
And I have to put a lot more on the table just to make them effective.
Can they do? Ooh, this would be so good. Redo the
Leaves there. Stuff within 6.
Use your words.
Run charge
Sluggers.
fellows.
give them sprays,
Sure. Just wait for
make them Rat 7.
Give me
Have you
UA.
not heard of what I'm
that way first.
I'm going to talk to some people when I go to Gen Con and make
You
this
need to.
happen. My idea is the next pig unit, the Pygmy Troll unit, should be brawlers,
Brawlers.
and I want them to be PAL 6 weapon masters
Okay.
with 2 attacks
Okay.
and
So,
acrobatics.
2 are back arcs, 1 is not.
And gang.
10,
I'm sorry,
so
gang as well.
So here you need a 5.
I'll take that.
Just because I think it would be hilarious.
That would be absolutely broken
7
with P. Gristle.
They're like, and they're only like Mat 5, PAL 6,
First
gang,
attacker, attack.
weapon master, 2 fist, acrobatics.
Hits.
That would be
2. 6 to the 1.
so awesome.
I think it would just be hilarious.
An ambush.
Last one.
Just kidding. That would be ridiculous.
Hilarious just to have a bunch of
4 to the 3. All right.
If you had-
Good job.
bloody Bradigan pygmies just
If you
wrap
ha-
fists.
Okay.
Do they all have Stumbling Drunk?
Oh,
That'd be
Every single one has Stumbling Drunk.
I think you'd lose on time.
that was monstrous. I mean, Carter didn't have good damage rolls, but he took out the Reckoner's movement.
Yelch. Whatever. I felt that me not paying attention and talking about my dream of pig brawlers was worth it.
I agree.
That with P. Gristle would be ridiculous. Because they're already getting up the field.
He's going to charge Eris.
That's like super, super jam.
Get there. And he'll
Super
just want
jam.
to right there.
Like 13-12s with tough.
I'm going to go into defensive strike. Okay, good. Hits. All right, 13. Tough. Dies.
If only Trolls had
Eris,
Ashen Veil.
11. No, I didn't get
Throw those on there. Run them into your army.
You know.
If only pig burrowers were
Just an 11.
not field allowance 1.
Yeah.
No, not too bad. Still looking fucked up.
Do the Brawlers have the Burrower ability?
It's a bit much.
Oh, this guy's supposed to be too.
I'm trying for
Nonsense.
an actual unit.
Nonsense. Dude, I'll take POW 8 Weapon Masters versus Squire any day.
Jeff's gonna go. He's gonna walk
And
right
Pain
here.
Givers.
360 anyway. He's gonna swing on that guy. First fist, anything but one hits. It's power 18, 20 effectively. So dice +1. Yeah. 6 to the 5.
I think this is
Next one.
where the
Same
game
fist,
ends.
Hits. 2 to the 5, and his tusks hits. Dice -1, so nothing.
Both arms being knocked out, kind of a pain.
Necker's here to go.
The thing is, like, now the Reckoner really can't go anywhere.
But it can hit the... Well, its movement's
What are
gone.
those units behind the Reckoner?
Mechanithrals?
Okay. I was worried there might have been one of Jeff's units, which can be catastrophic.
Mechanithrals.
There we go. Because the Deathjack getting a hold of a soul right now would be awful.
Yeah.
With its ability to heal.
Yep.
I hate its ability to heal so much. I probably killed a Death... There was one game I played in a tournament where I killed a Deathjack. That at least I caused the amount of damage boxes to a Deathjack that would have killed it 3 times over.
Fun times.
I figured that out. First time I jammed the Death Jack with like 5 Krill Warriors.
Mhm.
This was when I first started playing.
Yeah, that doesn't go well.
Yeah. And did so much damage to it. It was knocked down. I got hit with a caber and everything.
Charge this guy.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
It's also important to know that its regenerating ability is... snacking is only D3.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Deathjack's way better. at
D6,
that than
right?
any,
Is it D6?
it's D6.
Ugh.
We're going to have him charge this guy. Then we'll charge him. I guess I'll go like that. Fuck up. Yeah, let's see here. He'll run. I won't fuck up. 2. 2. 2. So I got
And
about
this
6,
looks like a
so
turn
we'll
where
pass there.
Deneghra will very happily camp a lot of focus.
He'll run.
So what I'm looking at is Deneghra running into the other zone, dominating it for 2, having the only thing that can really contest it, maybe the Blessing,
Here, I'm looking for anything
Yeah.
but.
and then
Hits.
clear it out and win.
It's -2.
I at least put Jeff in a position
Roll
where he
11,
has to go
so
for an
-5.
assassination.
Sweet.
Especially now that the Reckoner's
Swing
out.
unit 8. Hits. I don't think you charge. Kills. This one an 8. Yes.
Picking up some
You're marked for
Idrians.
that. You're -2. You're 13. So my 5. First one here, unit 8. Hits. Alright. Kills.
Don't ever doubt Carter's math. Come on.
Yeah, this
She'll
is...
activate.
He only plays A casters because he is a Asian father. And it's only A's for him.
He has 360, so it really doesn't matter. I'm going to spray...
Yeah, I don't really know where Jeff goes
that
from
way,
here.
spray him. Go 13 into 6. That's a 6. Power 10. Kills.
Seems like wherever the... I assume she's probably going to be incorporeal after on this turn as well.
Was she incorporeal last turn?
I don't believe so.
I think he actually might be sticking around in that zone because there's a Mechanithral in a very key position.
Hellmouthy position?
A very, very hellmouthy position.
Like this guy right here? This guy?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Yep.
You might be referring to that gentleman. He's on
Oh,
a
back
hill.
up, back up. Those Idrians aren't painted very well. Back up.
They're barely
We're
painted at
not-
all.
We're not completed. They're all gray-haired. That's all.
Does he use gray for metal?
No, he uses metallics.
Oh.
I believe how he does metallics is he does metals,
Take a
then a
bite.
purple wash,
This guy
and then
is 6.
fills the metals back up again.
Purple wash?
Yeah, it gives a purple sheen a little bit.
Martin Sheen?
Yes.
Charlie Sheen?
No, it's
Is it more of a Martin or a Charlie?
It's more of an
One's a little
SMS.
classier. One's more laced with cocaine.
So predators either pick up 1 or 2.
He's going to activate. She's going to run.
Yeah, there
Hell
it is.
mouth. Hell mouth. Hell mouth. Hell mouth.
Well, it's possible that he can tow that and then just
Don't put that on
use the
Deneghra.
arc node.
I knew it. I knew this guy.
That'll be 4. I think that's everything.
Beep.
Let's double
Beep.
check.
Beep. Donk.
Yep.
So it's 4-0.
Over to you.
So pretty
He's
much
obviously quite happy because he clapped his hands.
Say go.
because
And that is the sign of if you are happy and you know it.
Yes. Actually, make melee attack.
Crap your hands.
He's a badass. You just
If
don't
you're
have
happy and you know it, crap your hands.
So, Jeff, I think all you need to do is just kill Deneghra. It's no big deal.
yeah.
I wouldn't worry about it.
No biggie.
I think if
What's he got that can kill her?
minus 9 and 9.
He, in my opinion, he needs to have Eris, shoot her, remove all focus, and then spell assassinate her.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what other
Still not all
what other options you have.
We're not gonna keep this.
Okay. Eris is right there.
Yeah, she's tied up by a single drudge.
Which that's a free strike I'll be willing to take in this position. Particular situation.
And even if she is incorporeal, Ayanna and Holt are both still alive. I wouldn't even worry about the free strike because you have Holt.
Mm-hmm.
You can
I need 3 inches of the force steeping with
have. He could maybe make the shot. I don't know if he can make the charge because if you charge, Ayanna cannot cast spells.
Yeah. The problem is Death Jack.
Who cares about the Death Jack?
Well, Eris does if she wants to get within 5 inches of it.
Sure. They actually have a good chance.
Ooh.
Talking about technological intolerance,
Mm-hmm.
it does not trigger off of enemy jacks.
It only triggers off friendly.
Mhm.
Okay.
Speed 6, so 9-inch charge. He's gonna charge him as well.
The differences between the Eris are very
Just
strange.
you? He's just going this way.
Yeah, just a matter of
That's
the angle, a
8.
matter of the distance of the reach. You probably have.
Yeah, this is 8 inches right here.
Go for it.
So, in here.
And some good old fashioned American charging.
So, swing it.
4, I think. Yep.
Charging choir.
Oh, that is
Or what? 7?
Plus 6.
Okay, minus 9. 10.
my concern. Is he did not leave an
That
opening
guy.
for
He has
her.
to kill that Mechanical.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you're hitting the back arc. Yes. Minus 10.
10.
Nope. Oh, no, that's what you needed. Was a 10. I die. Good work.
Yeah, that's minus 9, right?
Yep.
And I fucked up.
Yep. Yes, you did.
He still has Holt.
Yeah, I fucked up.
You picked up.
And hopefully, when he's doing this, he remembers that if Denny's incorporeal, that
That he
magic
needs
weapon
to.
Eris.
Yeah. Needs
Hey,
a magic
Adam,
weapon.
can you Holt this for me?
I would be happy to Holt that.
Oh, thanks.
Holt would have needed. It'd be plus 6 in the woods if you're shooting at me.
No, it's not that. It's Holt killing that model
Oh.
so she can walk through.
See,
That's an interesting take on it. I would not have considered Holt.
Speed 6, so you can move 3 inches, right?
Yep.
That's not going to be 3 inches. I know what 3 inches looks like.
Burned into your psyche.
Which is 3 inches is that one.
All the crying and the shame.
Alright.
Shooting that choir.
Oh, that was close.
The choir got covered, baby. Oh.
Hits.
it hit him.
12.
Oh,
You're
there.
not killing.
One time I was reading for choir. I get his corpse. Hopefully I won't be a corpse in a second. I might.
time.
Yep. You have 7. Well, let's see. You actually might not have line of sight on me, dude.
Why?
They block line of sight.
I like how that was not factored into the plan at all.
I guess I don't.
All right. Well, the best laid plan.
Can you go any further? Shoot Death Jack. Shoot Death Jack.
See across the table.
Disrupt Death Jack.
I don't think you can stop him from getting the last control point without making this happen.
You gotta believe.
Now at this point, I'm ball game because I've got nothing that I can do.
Yeah, if you want a call game, that's fine. I mean, just you can try and spell assassinate me. I don't know.
Not at that. It's not going to happen at that
No,
arm.
I think Ben here. I think you just got to try it anyways.
yeah, you never give up a game.
Never
As
give up.
We had a game that says
Never
give
surrender.
up.
That was part of my plan, though.
Yeah.
It was just luring you into a false sense of security.
Alright, actually, you'll have it. You'll have it from there.
And he's got more distance. I'm going to measure my control because he's running
Yeah. You're fine. Just, yeah.
to here. Hierophant. Hit him with Harmonious. Sure.
And here. Here it
You guys
comes.
doesn't have to go
I'm
anywhere.
gonna wait for Jeff to just
So
blow
we
up
can,
these damage dice
accumulate
and just
for
walk away
4, 6,
victorious.
8 for 1. An 8 against an armor or defense.
I'm a 16.
So I need an 8.
Yep.
Miss. 5-1. Hits. How 12?
Dice. I'm on 20 right now, so minus 8.
So you just boost it and drop 10 on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 666 hit.
Oh.
Close.
14, 6 damage. All right.
What you got left? 8?
Another one.
Oh, she's a 15
Hits
probably,
on the
right?
2 dice again. Need an 8. You just boost it and